Hello everybody, this is Promethean Gamer here, and as I said in my last video, I would be doing a Salvador build in Borderlands 2. So anyway, the first tree I started with was the Rampage tree, and as you can see I've done just about everything. I've done everything on this tree, and I've done a little bit on gun list. So anyway, first, if I'm correct, I did Inconceivable first, because once you get up to 5 you do have a 50% chance of free shots, and that's extremely helpful, especially when you get to here, because then your fire rate is much faster, and with that 50% chance, you have 50%, your chances of that half your magazine is not going to get shot, and you're shooting at an incredibly fast rate, and your reload speed is extremely fast as well, so that is very good, especially when you're taking on hordes of monsters or bandits or whatever. Then I went to Fill to the Brim, where your magazine size is increased with all weapon types. It's not that big of a percentage, but still, with the keep firing, and along with this, that also increases how long you can shoot with your guns. Then I went with the last longer, so you get an extra 15 seconds of slaughtering people, in which case that is very helpful in getting the achievement or trophy to keep Gunzerking up for 90 seconds, if I'm correct. Then I went all on the reflexes, which melee damage I find is not really that great, considering this tree is all based on your Gunzerking skill. But that reload speed, then you've got another 25% reload speed. That's a 50% reload speed with a 1 and 5 skill points spent. After this tier, you should have unlocked Steady as She Goes, which I definitely went with that because your recoil reduction is improved. So it's easier to, you're not having that much recoil with your guns, and you also have a 30% chance to improve on accuracy, and that's rather than missing your target, you're going to be mostly on target, and you're going to be able to kill your enemies a lot faster. Then after that, I immediately went to the I'm ready already. It's not that high of a percentage, but still, your cooldown is 42 seconds, but you decreased it by 25%, and then if you can get a hold of a class mod that increases your cooldown rate, which I don't really use, then you're also decreasing it much more. Then I don't know if I went with the Yippee-Ki-Yay, Double Your Fun, or 5 shots or 6. But if I'm correct, I probably went with the Double Your Fun, just because you can throw 2 grenades for the price of 1, and you're able to do more damage and kill enemies faster, thus increasing your Gunzerking duration. More than likely, I went to the Yippee-Ki-Yay, and like I said, it adds to your duration, so that's extremely helpful, considering that you've got this where you have like a 15-second duration increase. That is 18 seconds you've just added to your Gunzerking, and you're going to be able to get that achievement much faster with those two together. Then I went more than likely to this one just to fill that one up before I went any further, where you can add, you have that 25% chance to add bullets. It's not that high of a percentage, but still, you're not using all your magazine that quickly, and you're gonna have all these before you get to this one here. So you don't have to worry about having that fast reload speed that you get here. Then I went to this. Shooting an enemy decreases your Gunzerking cooldown This can only occur every once 3 seconds, so yeah, it's not that great, but I went with it so I can unlock to keep firing. In which you already can see, you have a fire rate of 88% and a reload speed up to 25%, and that's going to greatly increase how much quicker you can kill your enemies. Next tree I started on was the Gunlust. Really, I'm just going down to down, not out. That's as far as I'm going to go. As you can tell, I'm not that high, mostly because I haven't done much on playthrough 3. But anyway, I did the quick draw, so you can have a 35% weapon swap speed. And that is, useful, especially when you're Gunzerking. If you're out of ammunition, like for example, if you're using the same weapon type, you got another weapon type here that uses different ammunition, then you can just switch, very quickly in the midst of Gunzerking. So I found that very useful. I didn't want to go with locked and loaded because, with Rampage, you've already got a huge fire rate increase. You can do that if you want, but I didn't want to go with it just because I've already had that huge fire rate with the Rampage tree. Next, I went with All I Need Is One, where I can get bonus gun damage. And yes, it's 40%. You get a 40% bonus, and that is extremely helpful, especially considering, with this swap speed, you're going to be swapping your weapons very quickly, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage, especially if you switch your weapons a lot. That's as far as I got, but more than likely I want to go with the auto loader. Killing an enemy instantly reloads all the guns you have equipped, and that's going to be useful considering, you're going to have with the Rampage tree, and if you're using bandit weapons, which have extremely large magazine sizes, you will be reloading so quickly that you're not going to have to, it's going to be like a tiny blip when you're firing. And then I'm going to do down, not out, so I can Gunzer while I'm fight for your life, rather than have one gun. Say for instance, if I had 2 Hyperion weapons equipped here, and then I had like whatever, if I had these 2 guns here, then I could just swap over to my 2 Hyperion, and then I've got increased accuracy, increased fire rate, increased reload speed, and all of that, and it's gonna make, getting out of fight for your life much more easier than it would without that ability. And eventually I will move over to Brawn, but I'm not going to go into that right now. But as you can see, I've got a stable adaptive shield, so I can increase my max health since I haven't any. This is to fill in this gap that Brawn can give you. So that's why I've got the adaptive shields. I really don't care for any other shields in Ashen. But I also went with the Hulking Titan class mod, so I can get, that health regeneration, which is quite large. You can also get a 26% gun damage, but it does subtract from your shield capacity. But considering how large that is, and how easily I can kill enemies with this Rampage tree and this Gunlust, I don't really have to worry about that too much. And then it adds 5 to my hard skill right here. So I have just added more health to my Gunzerker, as well as, adding more regeneration. Though it is a small amount, every little bit helps in my book. So anyway, that's my build. I'm going to show you what I can do with it. I'm going to be fighting against Badmaw, I believe, because he's just, one of those typical enemies, and I am on playthrough 3, so he's a level 60. So, as you can see, I just completely ate through his shields and killed the midgets, and I'm doing quite a bit of damage. on them. And yes, my shield is down, but my health regeneration is extremely fast, so I don't really have to worry about it, and my shield is regenerating very quickly. So anyway, that's my Gunzerker build. That's my Hulking Titan build. I suggest it, but it's whatever is comfortable for you when you're playing. Really, it doesn't matter. Everyone's different in their own retrospect, but this is what works for me. I find it extremely easy to kill my enemies and get that trophy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Check out my doppelganger build I had done, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.